Well, hey beautiful biscuits, how is your day going? Are you having just a glorious day that brings you happiness? So I thought I would do a few Primal self-care tips. What, me? Ooh, who you talking about? What I talk about? Self-care. Yes, biscuits. Yes, I would. That is a weird angle. I'm sorry, I don't know why I put you down there, but now I'm kind of mesmerized because it's like, whoa, it's like you're a little tiny little bit of chicken down there. Hi, how you doing? How you doing? It was just a funny thing. Oh, so primal self-care is something that I've been talking about on Patreon, and we are kind of getting into the whole rest of this year is we are going to do primal physical self-care. We're going to get back to our ancestral wisdom. Biscuits, that door has been slamming all day every time I close it. Tiny humans that I live with opening. Oh, okay, so primal self-care. I got distracted again. I know it's terrible, but it just happens. So something I have been doing, and I'm gonna do a full uncut, fabulous, saucy, fun primal video on Patreon about this, are primal foods that have really been yummy in my tummy, healing for my body. So my body has been feeling funky, if I'm gonna be honest, for more than a year. Last May, not this last May, the May before, so May 2022, I went on a Mother's Day trip with all my extended family, and we all got together, and I got terribly sick. We got a terrible family flu, and we'd already been fighting a bad cough that had been around for like a month and a half, and my eardrum ruptured. I got ear infection. I got pre-pneumonia, asthma flare. Like, I was just so sick. And I had to be on 2 rounds, so over 2 weeks of antibiotics. And that just hurt my tummy so bad. And then in June, I had to be on a big, long, giant dose round of several different steroids for my asthma. And that just kind of pushed me over the edge. Where, like, I hadn't been feeling good for that last year. My tummy, I'd been having a lot of tummy issues. Tummy pain and a lot of bloating, like just looking really puffy. The steroids made me so puffy. I saw a photo of my brother's graduation from nursing school, and I am so puffy, and I can't believe how puffy I was. I felt puffy, and I'm like, whoa, looking back to him. And so after I got off those steroids, I've really been on my primal food self-care kick, because you know when your body is just telling you, like, my body is not doing well. So I switched it up. I got off of sugar, which I don't eat a lot of anyway, but I really cut back on like our special mommy and me treats. I would still take the kids out, but I would get something else for me, or I would bring it back to the house so I could have something else. Because we like to go out for like mommy and me ice creams or mommy and me donut date, and it's like part of the way that I have special time with my kids. And so it's very food related, but I'm cutting back on sugar. And instead I've been sweetening with monk fruit. So it's an all natural plant. It's not like a chemical sweetener thing. It doesn't spike your glucose. That's really helped me because I was getting really sick whenever I ate sugar. You know, I'd eat a little bit of ice cream with my kids, and I would feel like I was gonna throw up. That's how bad my body was reacting to sugar. And I don't normally react to it that way. So that was really a sign for me that I needed to fix whatever was going on there. So I cut out sugar. I added monk fruit instead as a primal, just base food to my diet. If I wanted to eat something sweet, do something that I made or baked or created myself with monk fruit instead of sugar. And then I also added in, and this has had a big effect on 2 things, one of which I was hoping for, and the second which I did not expect. So I added in reishi mushroom powder. I actually found a really good deal on a container of the powder. So I just add like half a teaspoon or a teaspoon into my drink in the morning, or I can add it into like if I make my homemade chocolate sugar-free, so I make like from scratch jello, but it's, you know, a gelatin pudding kind of thing. I can add into that. It does give it a little teeny bit of a coffee-ish flavor, like a more intense flavor, so I do have to make sure I sweeten it with more monk fruit, whatever I put it in. But it definitely gives me a little energy buzz, I feel like. But what I was expecting was I was hoping it would help my tummy. I felt like I needed some primal medicine for my tummy, and it really has helped my tummy a lot. I'm not having as much tummy pain or bloating, and I just felt like I was getting so puffy by the end of June that I looked like pregnant. And not like a little pregnant, like, you know, every month I retain a little water. That's totally normal. I was so puffy. I didn't even know what was going on. I was like, have I gained a ton of weight? What is happening? It's awful. And, you know, I don't care about clothing size. I care about if I feel really sick and just like gooey and doughy and puffy. It was really weird. So that has helped with my tummy problems a lot. I really feel like it's healed up whatever my gut health needed some reishi powder. I don't know why, but I guess my body knew it did. The second thing that the reishi powder did, so heads up mamas, I didn't know it did this, was it increased my milk supply. When I first started taking it, I was taking a tablespoon, which was too much. I had to cut back on it because it was making me have so much milk, like more milk than my little toddler can drink. And I did not know that. Nowhere did I read that it increases your milk supply. I don't know if that's like an anti-inflammatory thing, I have no idea why it does that. But I was like, oh, I need to cut back on this because this is way, way too much milk. So it was combo. So if I ever feel like I need to get a pump supply of milk, like a pump stash in my freezer stash of milk, I guess I should just take a lot of reishi powder and pump milk. But I hate using a breast milk pump. It feels really uncomfortable. My breasts never respond to it very well. I really dislike it. I should keep some in the freezer because it's great for like allergy season to put in your eyes and on your skin and stuff. So I should do that. But so reishi powder was another primal food though that I really liked. Always talk to your doctor. I always feel hesitant like giving food advice or anything. These are just things that were helping my system. And a third one that I've really been adding in is I've been adding in a ton of nose to tail food. So I've been making my own bone broths. I have been eating grass-fed beef liver in small amounts. Like I always take the capsules, but I've actually been eating the food. I've been eating bone marrow on bread. And that, for whatever reason, seems to have really helped my system. I've been using, when I have a video on this, or I'm going to have a video on it, I'm going to film one for a Patreon, of tallow lotions on my skin. So grass-fed beef tallow fat as a lotion. And that's really been helping my skin because my skin was literally peeling. It was so dry no matter how much body oil I put on it. My tummy was hurting. I felt like crud, exhausted all the time. And I really kind of put it down to stress. And then I had that big asthma flare-up. And to me, that's always a sign of really bad inflammation. Like if I get asthma flare-ups that last more than a day, there's something going on in my body that's inflammatory, that's like more than normal, you know? So that's a real warning sign for me. And to have a 5-week flare-up, which is the longest I've ever had in my life, was really a signal that I needed to look at inflammation in my body. So I've been trying out just the nose to tail diet a little bit more. I'm going to experiment a little bit more with it. I'm not eating huge amounts of it because it's kind of expensive. I want to, get the stuff from local farms in Western Washington, but it has really helped my tummy. And subtly, like at first I didn't realize it, and then I was wearing, what is it called, a bodycon dress. I mean, it was just like a form-fitted, stretchy summer dress, but I realized that I didn't feel super uncomfortable in it. Like it wasn't pulling on me. I didn't feel all poofy, and I still feel a little out of shape, because I need to exercise more. But it felt so, and I realized that, when I was waking up, I wasn't waking up with a tummy ache. After I ate, I wasn't feeling like I was going to throw up, no matter what I ate. So I think that's really helped. I've also added back in, and normally I eat this all the time. I don't know why I haven't been, but I've just been adding in unsweetened full-fat yogurt again. I just buy that commercially. I like to buy the Nancy's yogurt. I would love to try some raw milk yogurt. I think that would be really fun to try. So might try even making some. So I'm going to add back in more probiotics into my diet because I haven't had enough, and I'm hoping that will kind of help boost whatever's going on with my tummy and help with that. But really getting back to a little bit more of a primal food and primal self-care has really helped. It's part of what put me on the bent this summer of talking about primal physical self-care and ancestral wisdom for our inner beings on Patreon, is that I've really been going through the steps to try and figure out like what's been wrong with me, what's been going on. I think that I've been so stressed out and working so hard the last year that I haven't been slowing down enough to take care of myself and to notice that, like, I mean, I was waking up head to toe sore. Like, I would wake up and my body would hurt before I even got out of bed, which is not something that is normal for me. You know, like, I always have kind of a sore neck and spine because of spinal issues that I have, but it was just crazy. I was like, am I 60? What is going on? It was a big wake-up call to have all of this stuff kind of happen at once. So I'm getting back into my yoga practice. I am stretching more. I'm doing mobility training, actually. I signed up for a mobility training course. So I'm practicing that because I think that my body was just telling me, like, I've pushed my body too hard. I haven't taken care of myself. I've been under a ton of stress that is self-induced. Like, I put the stress on me, right? You know, nobody else was putting stress on me. I wasn't exercising, wasn't taking care of myself. And it was just like spiraling. And I thought, okay, I'm not letting this get any farther. I'm getting into primal self-care. I'm not going crazy about anything, but like, I'm going to take care of myself. And so all of those steps have really helped me. I realize it's more than 3, but you know, the things that I've been doing, have really been assisting me to feel better. I definitely, it's let me feel well enough to then pinpoint what areas I need to work on long term. Thank God. So if you were having a bunch of tummy troubles, or if you were having just chronic like inflammation, soreness, there's totally stuff that my guinea pig behind has found has worked for me, at least, which is very helpful, because I was really at the point was like, what is going on? Do I need to go back to my doctors? They're useless. They don't help me with anything. Unless, you know, unless I'm acutely dying, they do not help me. So any of this like preventative medicine, I'm kind of on my own to figure out. But hopefully by the end of this year, I'll give another update. Hopefully I'm feeling well better by then, because it's no fun to feel miserable all the time. You know, I don't like that. I don't want to feel cruddy. Okay, biscuits. I will see you on Primal Self-Care. That's right. Sign on up. Might I recommend a BFF tier? It's a really fun tier. It's a bit of a financial commitment this month, but by the end of the month, you're going to feel so much better and so much happier if you follow through on the videos and the fun, and you play the games that I have on there. I try to make it really fun on Patreon. Like, it's not a serious space. It's saucy, it's fun, it's playful, it's a little silly, a little wicked, because I feel like we have more of a likelihood of following through on our self-care when we're actually enjoying it. I hope you find some wonderful primal tips in this video that actually help you if you're having tummy or body troubles. Let me know in the comments if any of these things have helped you, or if you're going to give them a try. And I will see you in the next video.